Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 12th June 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. So here I am taking Delhi edition. So whichever edition you are having, you can follow that edition. So there will be no problem with edition at all. So let us see this front page of Hindu and let us hone the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. So in this front page, and most of the time because of this elections, because of swearing ceremony, so most of the articles are political articles. So there is no need of going through that articles at all. Okay, so leave them simply. So in this front page, so this article is important. So here you can see title Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code is part of government's agenda, says Union Home Minister Meghwal. So even in our today's micro listing of topics, I said about this word Uniform Civil Code. So let us see the dimensions that you have to see. So this article is talking about Uniform Civil Code. And first of all, it is important from your GS paper 2 under polity. So here you have to see what is the meaning of Uniform Civil Code first of all. So first one is you have to see what is this Uniform Civil Code, and second one is which article in our constitution talking about this Uniform Civil Code and why we need Uniform Civil Code. And next you have to see recent current affairs. So in the very recent past, Uttarakhand is the first state in independent India. So listen the wordings carefully. I am saying independent India. So after we got independence, Uttarakhand, it is the first state to came up with this CC, that is Uniform Civil Code, that is UCC. But before this we have Goa. So Goa state in India, it also got this Uniform Civil Code, but it was like before independence. Okay. So if you get a statement like in India 2 states are having this UCC, then it is correct. Okay. But Goa got before our independence and Uttarakhand after independence. So this is a thing. And you have to know what is the significance. So all these are the dimensions that you have to see from this article. Clear? I hope you understood the dimensions, right? So now let us see this article in detail. So first of all, why it is in news? Because you know, new government Modi 3.0 came into power, and recently they gave the list of portfolios to which person or which ministry is given, like that we got the portfolio. So now this law ministry which is given to Arjun Ram, okay, Union Law Minister, now in this 3.0 of Modi's government. So he said that yes, we are going to implement Uniform Civil Code. Okay, so because of this it is very important. So this Uniform Civil Code is nothing but uniform means same law throughout the country regarding this matters of religion. Okay, that is called as Uniform Civil Code. So Uniform Civil Code refers to it is a single law for entire country, and this is applicable to all religions. It may be Hindus, Muslims or Christians, Parsis, Buddhists, etc. So there is a single law for civil matters or personal matters like marriage, like divorce, inheritance, adoption, etc. So here as of now we have different religions like Hindus, Muslims, Christians, they know personal laws. Clear? But now this UCC is saying that we have to come up with a single law in our country which will be dealing with this personal matters like marriage, divorce, inheritance, etc. And actually this UCC is intended to replace the system of fragmented personal laws. So in India we have personal laws for Hindus, personal laws for Muslims, personal law for Christians. So if we are having this, so we are going to replace this fragment, that means small personal laws for Hindus, Muslims, Islam, Christians, Buddhists, Parsis, etc. So if you are talking about our constitution, so especially Article 44, it is very important article, you have to remember that. Article 44 of our Indian constitution talks about this UCC. Okay, which article? Article 44 of our constitution, which talks about UCC. And this article 44 comes under DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. It is also very important. So these directive principles, they are not justifiable in nature. So you have to know some basic things regarding this DPSP. So why we need this UCC? This is mains question, and you have to know why exactly we need this type of reforms in our personal laws. So if you are talking about UCC, it would provide equal status for all citizens. For example, nowadays inter-religious marriages are going on. Hindu marrying Muslims or Muslim marrying Christians, Christians marrying Hindus. So actually if there is marriage, it is happening between Hindu and Hindu, yes, we follow this Hindu code of marriage. Or Islam is marrying Islam, that is Muslim marrying Muslim, yes, they can follow their own code. But now here what happened? Here whenever the religious marriages are happening, inter-religious marriages, like Hindu who is marrying Christians or Christian marrying Hindu, so which code they have to follow, either Hindu code or Muslim code or Christian code. So for that, yes, we need this uniform civil code. It is a need of our now. And next one is personal laws of different religions, they are widely divergent and there is no consistency. For example, what are the rules are there in Hindu for marriage, they are different with Muslims. So in Muslims we have triple talaq, divorce method, but it is not there in Christians or it is not there in Hindus, right? So because of this, if you are talking about issues within this religions, so religions like for example there are issues with the marriages, issues with the succession, issues with adoption, etc. So because of this, what happened? For example, if you are from Muslim community or Islam community, yes, you can go for triple talaq according to your code. It is not applicable for Hindus, right? So because of this, there is no equality. So actually Article 14 is talking about right to equality. It is being violated based on the religion that you are born. For example, if you are Muslim, yes, whenever you say talaq, talaq, talaq 3 times, you can divorce your wife. But it is not in the case with Hindus, it is not in the case with Christians. So right to equality is violated. So because of this, yes, we need this uniform civil code under which everyone, irrespective of religion, they have to follow the same law. So we can promote right to equality. So right to equality is a fundamental right which comes under Article 14. So why we need this UCC? First one is for right to equality under Article 14. And next one is personal law, because they derive from tradition, custom, they also give undue advantage to men. So actually if you see, so these laws, they are from based on the religion from where you are coming, based on the culture, based on the tradition. So if you are talking about our society, from past it is patriarchal society, that is male dominant society. So in many religions they are saying that men can marry 2 or more women, but women cannot. So there is some advantage which is for men. Okay, that means can I say that there is women discrimination is happening? Yes, right? So avoid that, yes, we need UCC, especially for women empowerment. Clear? Second reason, to avoid religious discrimination which is advantageous to men and for women empowerment. And next one is, here Muslim men being allowed to marry multiple wives, but women is not allowed to have the multiple husbands. So here there is a discrimination is happening, so to avoid this. And next one is, fathers are also treated as natural guardians and they are given preference over this Hindu Minority and Guardians Actship. But this UCC could lead to consistency and gender equality in India. So normally in Hinduism, so men is dominant. So for guardian, we will be saying father as a guardian, but not like other women like that. So here, especially in this Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act here, so it is giving priority to fathers but not mothers. So whenever we are coming up with UCC, we can ensure gender equality. So next important reason why we need here is to maintain gender equality in the society. Understood, Mani? Okay, so this is why we need this UCC. So this is the first article, clear? I said about what is that UCC and where you have to connect that with is our polity DPSP topic. So today only I said about DPSP, right? So where you can connect this topic, and recent current affairs, Uttarakhand state had came up with this law, clear? What is the need, everything. So that is the front page. So you can move on to next page. So in the states page also most of the articles are political articles. So here you can see one scheme. Congress Shakti scheme completes 1 year in Mysore. So actually this topic is talking about Shakti. Shakti is one of the scheme of state of Karnataka. So if you are from state of Karnataka, you can focus on this scheme. Okay. So actually it is first guarantee scheme of Congress government. Okay, if you are from other states, it's not important. And if you move on to another page, background, something is happening. So in this page also, there is no article. So whenever you are picking up the article, try to connect with the syllabus. So because of that only micro listing of articles is very important, micro listing of topics. So if you know that, then only we can move forward. So next topic is IISc develops method to remove heavy metal contaminants from groundwater. So tell me, what do you know about groundwater? Groundwater. Normally the important problem now we are facing is pollution of this groundwater, right? So pollution with this heavy metals. So here what are the things that you have to see? So this article is talking about pollution of groundwater. So if you are reading your geography from GS paper 1, you will be studying this topic called as resources. So in this resources, you will be studying about natural resources. One important natural resource is water, groundwater, right? So here you have to see percentage of groundwater present in our country, percentage. Because in 2016 in UPSC from geography the question was, so from which sources we will be getting water, that too they asked from ascending order, from short to more. So in NCERT there will be one table where we are getting this water like oceans, rivers percentage, aquifers, that is groundwater, rivers, lakes, etc. You have to see that. That table is very important and mandatory. And next one is why this groundwater is formed. So how, and also how this groundwater table is formed. So how? And you have to know the stones where we can see this groundwater. They are called as aquifers. For example, if you see there is a stone here, one stone and another stone. So these are two types of stones I am taking here. So one is hard rock, one is permeable rock. For example, there is rainfall. So in which rock we can see water penetration will happen? Permeable rock. So the hard rocks means they will not allow water to penetrate into that. So in this kind of hard rock there will be no presence of groundwater. But in this permeable rocks, we are also called as soft rocks. So they are also called as porous rocks. So whenever rainfall is happening, so they will be allowing the penetration of water into that, and after penetration of water, so they will start storing water. And these stones which are having this water, they are called as this aquifers. Okay, aquifers. So if you are having aquifers, we can see groundwater table will be there. If there is no aquifers, no groundwater. And one more thing here is you have to know what are the causes of pollution of groundwater. It is very important. And apart from that, you have to see what will be the impact of this polluted groundwater. What will be the impacts on health, on economy, on environment, on biodiversity. So what will be the impact? And you have to see what are the measures can be taken. You have to see what are the measures that we can take to control this groundwater. So all these are very important. So anyone, have you seen that movie of Balakrishna? Is that movie, recent movie? Recent movie of Balakrishna. This Balakrishna will be there. Srikanth will be, hero Srikanth will be. Yes, Akhanda. Very good. You watch movies, right? So in that movie also, there is pollution of uranium pollution, especially groundwater will be getting polluted because of reverseling of uranium into the ground. So have you watched that that movie Pick? They will bringing the tankers of the waste and they will be drilling the bore wells and they will be inserting the waste into the ground only. So that because of that groundwater is getting polluted, and whenever people they are drinking that water, so suddenly some 20 to 50 children they will admitting into hospital, right? Yes, reverse boring method. Yeah. So in that way, yes, sometimes it will cause the ground. It is one of the reason. It is not only the reason. It is one of the reason. Okay. Now let us see this article in detail. So why it is in news? Because we know that there is increasing of heavy metal contamination in this groundwater. So whenever it is happening, yes, it is our responsibility to bring some science and technology, and we have to address that problem, right? Solution we have to bring. So here Indian Institute of Science, that is IISc researchers, they developed some novel means very good remediation process to control this or to remove this heavy metal contamination in this groundwater. Okay, because of this is in news. And actually in this method it is like a 3-step method. So in this 3-step method, yes, they try to remove this heavy metals. And whatever the method now they are using, that should be environmentally sustainable and it should be environment friendly and sustainable manner. And whatever this heavy metals they had been extracted, they have to go for treating them. Clear? Because it should not cause pollution another place. So now let us see why, what are the reasons for this contamination of groundwater. We have to know that. Apart from this heavy metals, there are also other substances which causes contamination. So what are they? So first one here is because of especially fluoride. So if you are from Nalgonda district in Telangana, it is very much famous for fluorosis or very high fluoride content in water. So because of this fluoride, this situation is called as fluorosis. So whenever you are drinking that groundwater which is having high amount of fluorine, that will have the impact on your bones. Bones will be bending, bones will be very brittle like that. And even you will be having neuromuscular disorders. So negative impact on your nervous and muscle system. Next one is gastrointestinal problems and dental deformities, skeletal fluorosis, and you will be having painful and very stiff joints. Joints will be like making you flexible, right? But in this fluorosis condition, so joints will become very rigid, so you can't easily move the joints. And next one is nitrates. So because of this excessive nitrates also, here this groundwater can be polluted. So if you are taking this water which is having high nitrogen content, it causes a situation called as methemoglobinemia. Okay, it is very important. Okay, so it is like abnormal hemoglobin level. Okay, so whenever there is decreasing of hemoglobin, that will reduce oxygen carrying capacity. So actually hemoglobin is very important. So whenever you are doing blood test, when you are giving blood test, the first one will be HB. Yes or no? So the normal level is 12 to 16. So what is the function of this hemoglobin is, it will be carrying oxygen to cells. So if the cells need to function means, so each and every cell which requires oxygen. So whenever this hemoglobin level is less means, so oxygen carrying capacity will be reduced and the function of our cells will be reduced. So you will be feeling lethargy. So whenever you are suddenly getting up from sitting position, you will be getting giddiness. So all these will happen because of lack of oxygen, that too because of lack of or decreased level of hemoglobin. Clear? And next one is because of uranium. I said about that Akhanda movie, so it is about this uranium contamination. So uranium, it is one of the weak radioactive material. So it is found in some concentrations according to the WHO level. So actually uranium, which is primarily present in alluvial aquifers. So as you all know that alluvial soil, which is mainly carried by these rivers, right? So in this alluvial deposits, alluvial aquifers, we can see this uranium, especially in southern states like Telangana. So and even in some granite rocks, we can see this uranium. And whenever you are drinking this uranium contaminated water, it will be having impact on each and every part of your body. Okay. And this one is not only this, even there are other metals which cause contamination. For example, lead. So when you are writing with a pencil, black color part will be there, no nib, that is lead. So lead and even mercury contamination, cadmium contamination, copper, chromium, nickel. So all these will be having carcinogenic impact. Carcinogenic means they can cause cancer. Any part of cancer they can cause. And especially if you are drinking water which is contaminated with cadmium, which cause Itai disease, and mercury will cause Minamata disease. Clear? Understood? And if you see what is the impact of water pollution, so first one is it will be unfit for domestic use and also for urban use. Clear? So because of increased water treatment and inspection cost, maintenance cost, etc., overall the cost of using of that groundwater or the water polluted will be high. First one. Okay, especially in some cities they will be having water crisis. Even Bangalore, Hyderabad, in some major metropolitan areas, they are facing this water crisis. They have to bring water by tankers. So if there is polluted water, they have to go for treatment, right? So because of that, the cost of the water will be high. And next one is there will be impact on human health because of increasing of pollution. It may affect any part of your body, as I said. And next one is social values and tourism will be also affected. So if you are not having the good water or polluted water, whether other country people they will be coming? No. So it will be affecting our tourism industry. So that it will be having negative impact on our economy as together. And next one is because of water pollution, so whatever the animals which are present in this water, like aquatic animals, they will be having negative impact. So we can't go for commercial fishing. Okay, commercial fishing means fishing for business. And next one is because of this lack of proper healthy water, it will be also having impact on ecosystem. So it will be having impact on flora, fauna, animals, plants, every organism, it will be having negative impact. And this one is industrial productivity. So exclusion of contaminated water for industrial use results in increasing water scarcity. So whenever there is increasing of pollution, so we can't use that polluted water directly in industries because of negative impacts, and that may cause harm to the machines which are present, because normally industries, whenever they are running, they will produce more heat. So to reduce that heat, we will be using water as coolant. So if it is polluted with uranium, can we use that? No. So because of this, there will be water scarcity. And next one is if you are using this polluted water, it will be also having impact on agriculture. So agriculture productivity can be decreased. So if this productivity is decreased, can we ensure food security? No. So food insecurity will be increased. The availability of food will be decreased. Again, that will cause us inflation. Sir said about that, right? And next one is the value of properties. If there is no proper water availability, for example, if you want to buy any home or any agriculture land, the first factor that you will be seeing whether water is available or not. Yes or no? If water is not available, will you go and will you purchase that asset? No, obviously. Clear? So for all these things, water is very important. Understood? Everyone? Yes, now let us move on to our, so I discussed about this IISC topic, and if you move on, in this editorial page there is one article which is very important. So here this article is saying about India's looming financial crisis. Especially in our country, we are facing financial crisis. So this financial crisis had been started from COVID-19. That is from 2019 onwards, we are facing this economic crisis. So because of this COVID-19, there was national-wide lockdown. So you might not have gone to the schools, colleges, you will be staying in home for 2 to 3 years. They run like online classes, etc., right? So, and even because of that nationwide lockdown, not only our education system, but even industries, they had been shut down. There is no production. If there is no production, there is no exports, there is no thing, everything, right? So because of this, each and every sector, primary sector, secondary sector, service sector, every sector had been affected a lot. So from that time onwards, yes, we are facing this financial crisis, and as an UPSC aspirant, you need to know in which areas we are facing problem in our economy, why we are performing bad in our economy, you have to know. Clear? Yes, now let us see that. So this article is exclusively important from your economy, so we can't connect with any other subject. So only from GS paper 3 under economy it is important. And here, what are the points that we are going to discuss now that will be helpful to write your mains answer. You may get 10 to 15 marker question from this topic. Okay, the first one is, all of you might be knowing that there is decreasing of growth or slowdown of our economy. So here COVID-19 pandemic that led to substantial decline of our economy. So when it started in 2019, so especially in the month of November, December, it has first time identified in China. So after that what happened, slowly by this time of 2020 it had started to circulating in each and every country. So even in India also the first wave had been attacked in the month of March of 2020. So from that time onwards there was nationwide lockdown and restrictions on the trade, everything. So here because of this COVID-19 pandemic, so from 2020 onwards we saw negative growth, not even positive, negative growth. Okay, so economy witnessed a strong rebound in 2021. So after lifting everything, from 2021 onwards there is a very slight improvement in our economic performance, and approximately the growth rate is 9%, but now the growth rate had been stabilized at 7%. Normally it will be 9%, now we have 7%. So here it is a negative thing that we can say. So the first one, so first problem is decreasing of our economy, and there is slowdown in our growth, and GDP is around 7%. It had been decreased from 9 to 7%. So first point. And next one is unemployment and underemployment. So because of this COVID-19, because of shutdown of everything, everyone lost the jobs, and even now also IT sector is removing number of people. Okay, so there is increasing of unemployment. And next one is underemployment. Underemployment is nothing but you had good graduation, good study qualification, but you are doing less job. Okay, but you are doing low job with a less salary. That is called as underemployment. So whatever the expectations that every student will be having, that will be not reached. That is called as underemployment. So second problem is unemployment and underemployment. And next one here is, the details says that around 1.8 crore salaried jobs they had been lost between April and June 2020, July 2020. So I am not saying just the thing which is happening like unemployment, but there is one data which says around 1.8 crore salaried jobs they had been lost according to CMIE report. So as in 2019 the unemployment rate was 5.4%, but if you see in 2020 it had been increased to 7.4, 2% of increased rate of unemployment. It is very huge because India is a very populous country in the world. And next one here is, even in this agriculture and allied sectors also, there is decreasing of growth. Okay, there is decreasing of productivity. So here economic survey, recent economic survey 2022 to 2023 says that annual growth of agriculture is 4.6% over past 6 years, and there is a fall of this desired growth rate. So what are the growth rate that we are going to have, but there was decreasing of this growth rate in this agriculture sector according to this economic survey. So one more important data that you have to remember is how much our agriculture sector is contributing to GDP. So earlier it used to contribute 35% in 1990s, but it had been dipped or decreased to 15% in financial 2023. You can see how much there is decreasing of agriculture contribution to our GDP. Clear? This is another problem. And next one is slowing of household consumption and income inequality is raising. For example, earlier I used to get 20,000 rupees of salary. So with that 20,000 rupees salary, I will be very happy. But now what happened suddenly due to this COVID-19 pandemic, I got underemployed. So my salary had been reduced to 15,000. Then there is a 5,000 which is short for me, right? So with this what happened? I decreased my consumption. Earlier I used to have 100x, but now I will be having 80x. There is decreasing of consumption. Are you getting? So this is also one point. So whenever there is decreasing of consumption is happening, so earlier I used to have 100x, but now I am having 80x, means there is short of 20x. Okay, that means whenever there is decrease in the demand, then that leads to decreasing of production. Okay, so my consumption is related to manufacturing sector. So if I am increasing my consumption, for example, earlier I used to have 100x, but now I am taking 120x, means the manufacturer has to produce 120x now. Okay, so that manufacturing will be contributing to finally our GDP. But now I am decreasing my consumption, so decreasing of production and decreasing of contribution of manufacturing sector to GDP. Again, everything is interconnected. Clear? And next one is even income inequality is rising in India. And one more thing here is infrastructure deficit. So whenever there is decreasing of consumption, what happens? There is decreasing of manufacturing. So if that manufacturing unit, if it wants to get the investment, whether it will get? No. So if economy is running on a good pace, then only they will attract as many investments as possible. If economy is not good, they can't. Clear? So there is decreasing of private investment in our country. Okay, so I want to say one more thing. For example, this so and so company which is getting private investment or foreign investment. So that money it will be used by this company and it will be bringing good machineries. So because of machineries, that will increase production. So whenever it is increasing production, that will contributing to our GDP. Clear? Understood this flow chart? Okay, so that is the thing, and these are the problems that we are facing. And now take down the question. So here I want to give you one mains question. Question is, examine the challenges and opportunities presented by changing landscape of Indian economy. Evaluate the significance of different sectors in fostering sustainable and inclusive growth. Actually, this answer can be written by only advanced students. So you are basic, right? So whatever the discussion that you have heard till now, so you have to write about examine the challenges present in the changing landscape of Indian economy. Just take this one question. So remove these opportunities and just take down examine the challenges presented by the changing landscape of Indian economy. At least write 5 to 6. You are understanding, right? Money? Venkat? Yes. Okay. Done? Done? No? Okay. Let us go on to next page. So this is the only one article relevant. That is not much important. Yes, in this text and context there is one article. Title says Bihar's call for special category status. In today's morning class, I said Article 35A has been removed, which talks about special category status to Jammu and Kashmir. So this article is talking about this Bihar. And if you have gone through yesterday's newspaper, in the same place we have AP, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. So now it is your responsibility to know about what is the special category status. Okay, so it is directly present in your syllabus. So it is talking about special category status, and this topic is important from GS paper 2 under polity. So here you have to know some important dimensions. First you have to know what is this special category status, why this special category status is given to some states, what is the criteria to be met. So if you want to give this status, you have to know, give some criteria, right? So if you are eligible, then only you are going to give this. So what is that eligibility criteria, and what are the advantages, and what is the significance? Okay, and even you can add one more thing, what are the positives and negatives of this special category status. So all these are very important, and you can get both prelims and mains question from here. Okay, why it is in news now? Bihar Chief Minister, who is Bihar Chief Minister? This is Nitish Kumar. He says that state is demanding for special category status, and whenever they are getting this, they will also get more taxes from center. So because of this, this is in news. And if you see this concept of special category status, which was introduced in year 1969. Okay, it was introduced in year 1969, and this status will be helpful for the states who are having disadvantage based on geography, disadvantage based on the social or economic. And if these states, if they want to improve their development of their, if they want to improve their development, yes, they need some extra funds from the center, so they will apply for this special category status. So initially Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Nagaland, they got this special category status. After that, 8 additional states including Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, they started getting this, and even AP also have this special category status. So now this article is talking about Bihar, right? Bihar special category status. So Bihar is demanding for this special category status because they say that they are economically backward, and per capita income of that Bihar is low, and even in any indicator Bihar is lagging behind. Okay, because there is no development, we want to develop Bihar, so we need this special category status. So this is the idea of this Bihar. And the political consideration and physical implications, they have been hindered previous governments from granting Bihar special category status. So actually, despite of development from long years, so till now it doesn't get this special category status because of there is no will from political parties. Yes, now let us see what is the special category status is about. Special category status is a classification which is mainly given by center. Center will be giving funds for the development of the states if the states are having geological, social and economic disadvantage. And even our constitution does not make any provisions. You can get a statement like, in our constitution there are some provisions talks about special category status, but there is no provision in our constitution which talks about special category status. But these special category status come into picture because of recommendations of Finance Commission. Clear? And this Finance Commission is one of the constitutional body that we discussed in the morning. And this one is the status was first accorded to Jammu and Kashmir, Assam and Nagaland in year 1969. So this is very important prelims fact. And next one is later it had been extended to other states. So which are those? Assam, Nagaland, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Uttarakhand and even Telangana state is also have this special category status. So what are the parameters on which they will give this? So there are 5 parameters. First one is hilly terrain. So if they are having hills, mountains, especially northeastern states, they have this eligibility. And next one is whenever population is very low density of population, especially in the tribal areas we have very low population density. And next one is whenever the states having good share of tribal population, so tribals are normally backward. And next one is whenever the location which is having borders with the neighboring countries. So yesterday I gave the work, you have to know the states which are sharing boundary with Meghalaya, Nepal, Bhutan, like that. Yesterday I gave you work. So why? Because if the state which is sharing boundary with the neighboring countries, they are eligible to get this special category status. And next one is whenever they are having economic and infrastructure backwardness like Bihar, and next one is they are not having the proper state finances. Okay, so these are the some important eligibility criteria which is required to give this special category status. Clear? Any doubts? No, right? Yes, we have like less thing, like less finances and even backward, and after bifurcation of AP we got this. And now let us move on to next page. So this is only one article in your text and context. So you can move on to the states page. So I will give you some details regarding which page you have to focus and which page you have to leave everything. So once after completion of my micro listing of topics, I will be taking that so that you can have the connection. So morning I said about UCC, that is came in the newspaper, right? And also special category status, again you can see. Okay, once I complete each and every micro listing of each and every subject, then you will be having idea and you can easily pick. So after completion of micro listing of topics, I will give you PDF. So you have to by heart that and you can easily pick up the articles from newspaper. Clear? Yes. Now let us move on to this news page. There is nothing much important. You can directly move on to business page. So business page, so this page is about only economy. Okay. You can move on. So in this world page there are two articles which are very important. So I said about plantation workers, right, in history. Whenever I discussed about history, I said about plantation workers. Do you remember money? Yes, right. So here you can see word plantation workers. Are you getting? So horrified by the plight of plantation workers in Sri Lanka, says tribunal. So here it is talking about plantation workers. So actually we can connect this topic with our history. So this article is talking about plantation workers. So actually during our British India times, so Indians they used to take to work in the plantations of British colonies. There they used to have human rights abuse. They don't have rights to come back. Okay. So here you have to know about history of plantation workers in India. And do you know about this Tamilians who are in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan Tamilians? Yes, right. So they are nothing but Indian Tamil people who are in Tamil Nadu. They went to Sri Lanka to work in this plantations during this British time. And now they are fighting for their rights even today. Okay. So you have to know what are the issues faced by these plantation workers, and you have to see what are the measures that can be taken. Okay. This part you can connect with world history and as well as international relations. Okay, now let us see this article in detail. So why it is in news? Because one international tribunal of formal judges from the region said that there is horrified stark realities of the lives of Sri Lanka's tea and rubber plantation workers. So actually normally in judiciary we have courts. Apart from that courts we are also having tribunals. Okay, so this case went to international tribunal, and this tribunal which is hearing the cases, and in this case they said that yes, people who are working in these plantations of Sri Lanka, either in tea plantations or rubber plantation, they are working in a horrified situation. That is the thing which mainly said by tribunals. So now here you have to know about what are the issues which are faced by these plantation workers. So first one is the living and working conditions of this plantation, especially they may be women with the low wages. Whenever women and men are working the plantations, normally women will be working, that too they are getting very low wages, the first problem. And next one is especially northeastern India, so migrants, they are working in this plantation and they are from especially poor tribal families. And again here in the tribals also women will be working as plantation laborers. And many of them they live in one room line houses. So wherever you can see these people who are working in this plantation, they do not have proper sanitation, there is no proper availability of water, no cleanliness, nothing. And even there will be no drinking water. So these people they are getting very less wages. So how can they afford for their food? Whether they will be getting balanced like us? No. Obviously they will be having health issues, malnutrition in their children, and even they are very much vulnerable to communicable disease because of lack of sanitation. And next one is they do not have proper medical facilities also. Okay, and next one is they cannot send their children to convents, private education institutions. They will be sending to normally like government schools, and even if they are getting adolescent means they will be taking them with them for work. Okay, they do not have even proper education for their children. And this one is normally we will be having trade unions. Yes or no? For students also we have students unions, ASF like that. So if any industry is there, they will be having their own unions, but this migrant plantation workers, they do not have any unions to take care of their problems. Okay, so these are the some problems of this plantation workers. Clear? No doubt? Are you understanding or not? Yeah, and one more article in this same page is UNSC endorses ceasefire resolution to end Gaza war. So this UNSC is very important, United Nations organization. So whenever you are getting any article regarding United Nations, UN, that is very important. Okay. So here, do you know about this Gaza war, Israel-Palestine issue which is going on, right? So here, because of this Israel-Palestine issue which is going on, it is leading to the human rights violation of number of people. So they are attacking by using missiles itself, okay, bombs. Okay, so because of that, many countries they had filed cases in this United Nations Security Council. Why? Because United Nations Security Council is one of the principal organization of United Nations. The important function of this UNSC is to establish peace and security. So if there is any war is happening, so we can't ensure peace and security, right? So countries they went and they went for passing of resolution to end this war, and finally UNSC endorses this thing. So here you have to know about some facts regarding UNSC, because there is a high chance of getting question regarding this UNSC. Okay. So why it is in use? United Nations Security Council approved its first resolution regarding ceasefire plan and wants to end this Gaza-Israel war. So what is this UNSC? UNSC, which is established by United Nations Charter in year 1945. So why 1945? Any significant event of 1945? World War end. Okay, Second World War had been ended. So because of this, at that time here, every country thought that yes, we need to have an organization which need to stop this type of wars in the future. So at that time, we came with the establishment of Security Council, United Nations Security Council. And here we have 6 organs of United Nations. So one is United Nations Security Council. So others are, the first one is UNGA, that is United Nations General Assembly. Next one is Trusteeship Council. Next one is Economic and Social Council, and ICJ, International Court of Justice, and Secretariat. So these are the 6 organs of United Nations. You have to know that. Yeah? Yes, we have 6. Yeah. And important function is to maintain peace and security. And where is the headquarter? You have to remember this, it is in New York. So normally in these members, we have 2 types of members. So one will be permanent members and next one is temporary members. So permanent members are 5, okay, who are the winners of this world war. So they are called as P5 countries, and temporary members, they are having tenure of 2 years, 2 years tenure. And here we have 5 countries and here we have 10 countries. Total we have 15 members in this United Nations Security Council. Clear? So UNSC has 15 members, so 5 are permanent and 10 are temporary members. So which are those 5 permanent members? You have to remember that US, Russia, France, China and UK, they are powerful countries. So China is part of this P5, you have to remember this, because we are sharing bond with China and always we have dispute with China. And India, for the 8th time, it got non-permanent membership. For the 8 times here India got an opportunity to act as a non-permanent member. Okay, so that's it, nothing more. So these are the points that you have to remember from this article. And if you move on, there is sports, there is no need of going through the sports. Clear? So these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. I hope you understood, right, you people? So by this I am concluding. So please do like the class and share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And thank you so much for watching.